one's on, I have show and tell. Remember? It's science related.
All right, Josie has science show and tell. Eyes up here, friends.
So my science show and tell is worm poop.
Ew.
Why are you just holding it?
Because
Why?
you touch it all the time. I'll wash my hands.
What is it? I want to see. Let me see.
Worm poop.
It's pretty much dirt.
All the time. It is dirt.
We touched
That
That
we're gonna learn about it in a couple of weeks. Yay, Josie.
Sam is like,
Where'd you get that from?
The ground. It's everywhere outside.
gross.
Ew.
The cat is like,
You with a capital EW.
ew.
I'll go wash my hands. Wait for me.
Please do.
All right, wash your hands. Okay. While Josie's washing her hands, we are going to.
That's disgusting. That's
All right.
that's gross.
So the earth is made of worm poop?
No. Nobody said that.
I want to see worm poop.
Ew.
All right, guys. I need people focused. Again, I've got friends that are just like ridiculously friends in my room. I'm at the virtual room that are just not even remotely focused. That are worried about all the wrong things.
Why don't you talk?
Hang on, guys. I'm passing out papers to them.
I'm so hungry. I wish I had a snack.
Okay. All right. So let me get this pulled up. Virtual friends on your seesaw. Let me see. Do you guys have a weighing air? Okay. Weighing air is what we're about to be working on, but I need to pull up the mystery science video for all of us. So hang on.
It's the bacon. And oh, come on.
Supplies. Each group needs these.
Oh.
Here's a discuss this question as a group. When you're done with this,
All right, hang on. I got to present for you guys.
Want me to turn the lights off? Push down.
Yes, you can. Okay, friends. All right, you guys that are in the room. Other conversation's over. Okay. All right. So we talked about, if you rewind all the way back. Yeah, you're good, Max. All the way back to Monday for my kids in the classroom, Tuesday for virtual friends. We talked about that that big giant redwood tree, sequoia tree, whatever they call it, General Sherman, weighs 4 million pounds. And it said that they think that it's filled with air, that the little stomata on the other sides of the leaves were eating the air. And that's what caused it to have all of this weight. So we're trying to figure out, though, because air is like right here, all around us, right? It doesn't weigh anything. Is it hard for me to lift my hands up? No. My hand is moving through the air. If air was heavy, would I be able to lift it up constantly? No, it doesn't seem to weigh anything at all. So we're going to talk about today, does air actually weigh anything? So looking at to figure out if air weighs anything. Lily, you have your
You
hand
went out
raised.
for
What
just
could
a
we
second.
do?
What'd you
I'm
say?
sorry. I said we're looking at the board, and so how could we determine just what the question says? How could we use that stuff to figure out if air weighs anything? Lily.
You could blow up a couple balloons, like maybe 2 or 3, and then do 3 that aren't blown up and put them on each side.
Okay, so Lily says maybe we could take some balloons and blow up some of them and then not blow up the others. And on this little thing here, she says put balloons that are blown up on one side and empty balloons on the other and compare if one weighs more than the other. You guys think that would be a good test? I agree. I definitely agree. So let's see what Doug thinks about that.
Here's an idea we had. We'll put balloons filled with air on each end of the balance scale.
Am I supposed to be hearing something?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
I think
Okay, sorry. I muted so that the video didn't get all messed up too. Okay, so lights back on, friends. I have built.
Yay, we think so.
All right. So I built a little thing, and I'm going to build what they have here. I forgot to do it ahead of time because we were at recess, so my bad. 92. So give me just a second. All right. So
Whoa. That makes it easy to make.
all right, so I have created friends on, hang on, I need to pin myself so I can see what you guys see real quick. Okay, so you guys can see that I built this little balance with a yardstick, right? You guys see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, and it seems to be hanging pretty close to level right now. You think? Okay.
Yeah.
So I got a couple more things I need to do. I need to put a clip on each end. Okay. So you see, just putting that clip on made that side way heavier. We're gonna try and balance it out and put a clip on here, and this will be what we use to hold our balloons on. So let's see if that evens it back out.
That's so weird.
Okay. So it's even again. Okay. So now Lily says maybe we need to blow up some and not the other. So let's go ahead and hit next and see what Doug says.
Find a partner. Decide who will be balloon master and who will be measure master.
No, we're not doing this because I'm just going to do the experiment for us. So that's fine. I am the balloon master.
Hot.
Get your supplies. Each group needs these.
Nope, we don't even need that.
Balloon master, stretch the balloon. Discuss as a group.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and blow up a couple of balloons. No, I'm not. Not with a. Okay, I'm going to have to take everything off. There we go. Ooh, here I am. I don't know. You need to see me blowing balloons
So
up.
cool, Miss Bab.
I didn't see you.
Ow.
Okay. So I got one blown up. Let's do, how many you want to do? 3?
4. 1.
Mm-hmm.
4.
4.
83.
This one has a hole in it. That would work.
Fiona, no.
I can see you.
Fiona, no. What are you doing?
Bad kitty.
What are we doing? Okay, hang on. Look at that. Okay. All right, hang on. On your paper, and you guys have this weighing error assignment too. So on your paper, the first question, if you guys click on it and look at it, should say
What do we do? I just lost internet.
on weighing error, you're going to have to click add a response or whatever, and then you should get a worksheet that you can write on. Okay.
Yeah.
For you guys, we're looking at number 1. And it says add arrows to the picture below to show you think how the scale will move if air does weigh something. Okay. So looking at that picture below, you guys see that on one side of the scale, they have blown up balloons. And on the other side, they have empty balloons hanging there. Okay. So if air does weigh something, which way is the scale going to go? Draw arrows on your sheet. Kaylin, do you have weighing air?
Let me see.
Because you need to be on it. You guys all need to be on with the weighing air assignment, just like us. Now, when you look at the picture that it has there, on one side, you can definitely tell that 3 balloons are blown up. On the other side of the scale, it looks like the 3 balloons are kind of a little like wiggly looking.
That, like what you have right now.
So Grayson says it's just because they're balloons that haven't been blown up yet. But let me click next because I think they want me to blow these up and let the air out, if I remember from last year. Why would I want to blow?
Let's make the balloons the same size. Balloon master.
No, shush.
We're going to show you. Now you'll come up and hang your balloons in the scale. After all the balloons, in just a moment, have someone let all the air out of the balloons on just one side of the balance scale. And to get ready for that step, do questions number 1 and number 2 on your experiment sheet.
Okay, we're going to do it a little bit differently than what he says. Now, these balloons that aren't blown up, I actually am going to blow them up to about the same size as my other ones, but I'm not going to tie them. I'm going to let the air out before I hang it up. Why am I going to do that? Lily, why am I going to do that?
Because you have to stretch them out to the same size.
Okay, she's right. I need to stretch them out so that they're the same size, even though that they have shrunk back up again. Also, when I blow into the balloon, is air the only thing that's going into the balloon? Parker's shaking his head no. Cam, Josie, no. Kaylin, no. Kaylin, what else is going into the balloon? What you guys didn't see is like one just like shot out of my mouth as I was blowing up.
I forgot.
And I'm blowing air in it. What else is going in the balloon other than air?
Wait.
Spit.
Somebody spit, right? There's a little bit of spit going in there. This balloon is like really having trouble. Like it's having problems. Like it's really bizarre. Hang on.
Miss Bad, your
I
camera.
can't even blow. I'm done with that one. Hang on. Where'd my balloons go? I need a different one. Okay, so a little bit of spit goes in there. So I don't want to just hang a completely empty balloon on there because these balloons have air, but they have a teeny bit of Miss Bab's spit in them. Gross, but true. And so I need these to also have a little bit of Miss Bab's spit in them. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll let the air out. Then we have a fair comparison. They're the exact same stretched out size. They both have a little bit of spit in them. Because when I let the air out, the air comes out, but the spit still stays in there, right?
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
All right.
Make it squeal.
Let it go. Let it go. I want to see.
Let it go and fly across the room.
Yeah, let it go.
Wow.
I don't know what's going on with my balloons.
It should
Um,
feel like this now. That was from.
Let it go.
Kind of.
Squeeze.
And one more. So I have 3 on each side.
One more. Make it squeal.
Okay, did everybody draw arrows which way they think the scale's going to tip when I put the air ones and the not air ones on there?
Well, I read it. It says, what do you think you have to do? You don't have to-
I'd put the air one in, but not the not air one.
So on picture 1, you need to draw an arrow on what way you think the scale's going to tip. I've got blown up but empty balloons that I'm going to clip on one side. And I've got my balloons that I did blow up on the other side. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and put
No, Miss Bab.
what?
I don't understand what we have to do for question 2.
You're not doing question 2 yet.
Oh,
We're
I thought question 2 was doesn't. Question 2 is if it add arrows
It's
to.
air. Yeah, okay, you're right. So number 1 is, and you guys too, number 1, if air does weigh something, which way is my scale going to go? Draw an arrow. If air doesn't weigh anything, what way is my scale going to go? If you don't think it's going to move at all, Lucas asked, can equal be an answer? Yes. You need to just write that down. It won't move. It won't tip one way or the other. It'll stay level. Okay. All right. So write down what you think. Number 1 is if air does weigh something, what's going to happen? And number 2 is if air doesn't weigh anything, what's going to happen? So I want you to write your predictions down on your worksheet. And you are not going to change this. Nope, you can't say, I don't know. You have to take a guess. Think about this. If air does weigh something, then that side would be heavier, right? And on this kind of a scale, the heavier side goes down or up? Down, okay? So make your best guess. Okay, guys, make your best guess. You don't have to hit submit yet. Just write down what you think. Does everybody here have their answers written down? Okay. So I'm going to add, we know that this is level, so I don't want you guys to see what happens as I do it. I'm going to clip on the empty balloons over here.
Are we answering on number 1 or number 2?
You were answering number 1 and number 2.
Oh.
Those were the directions I gave you. Burn. Okay. 1 balloon. 2. And
No, what do you mean?
3 balloons that I need to clip on here. Hang on.
I
gotta
don't
move
know.
this chair.
I made a guess, but I don't know exactly. Let's find out.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So now I'm going to clip on carefully, I hope, without destroying things.
Don't pop the balloon.
I'm going to try not to. I got 2 of them on there. Hang on. And then
Haha.
hang on. I'm going to try and get this one on there without undoing the other ones. Uh-oh, the green one came off. This is a disaster. Do I need help? No. Hang
Yes.
on. I mean, yes, probably, but there's no, but I don't want you in my space. So, because, yeah, I like slobbered on this stuff, so you guys don't need to touch it. And even the binder clip's now been in my mouth, so. That's just gross. Ah! Can't do it. Hang on. This is why they totally said put it on a paper clip, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. I can do that too. Let me get 2 paper clips the same size. Because I can stab them on a paper clip super easily. Yeah.
I need a face shield because my mouth is messing with my face.
You need what?
Face shield.
Nobody needed a face shield until today. That's really bizarre.
Yeah, that's what me and Lily want. No, I actually do because my dad suggested it.
Okay, then you wait. Okay, but like then your family's supposed to get it. Like, hang tight. All right. So this side paper clipped on. Now this side needs a paper clip, otherwise it won't be fair. So hang on. Let me hook these exactly the same way. I'm gonna run the paper clip through these balloons. What?
Apparently, airway something. Yeah, that's because it's sliding through her arm. Gravity.
Yeah, it's just the way I'm holding it.
On my head.
All right. So now I've got balloons on a paper clip. Balloons on a paper clip. Okay. I'm gonna hook them both on here now. All right. Are you ready? Oh wait, I'm going to turn it this way so it fits.
Yeah, her mom.
Are you ready? Hang on, let me scoot this out so there's room. Are we ready?
We'll take results.
Born ready.
Born ready. I'm holding it level and I'm going to let go.
I was right. Yep, I was right. What?
Hang
I
on.
was right.
Wait.
What if it looks level?
Negative. It actually makes the float.
Okay, hang on. I'm wondering if it's because the balloon is touching this.
Yeah, I think so.
No.
Wait.
The airway is negative.
Supposed to weigh something. It's supposed to go down. Hang on. Hang on. Maybe I didn't put enough spit.
Yes. Actually,
The air
spit
definitely
in it.
weighs negative.
Spit in
Definitely.
it.
Spit on them? You want me to just start spitting on things? Is that
No,
what you guys
not on them. Spit in them. Like
do? You talk for
no more
static.
air. Just spit. Like actually spit in them.
Lily, what's wrong?
Maybe because in that balloon aired up, the air is spread out. And that, there might be a little bit of air in it. Cameron's got some.
That. Cam, what do you think?
I can tell. I predicted that the empty ones will be heavier, and I can tell you why. The balloons are made of latex. Latex is heavier than air.
Yeah, but then.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Let me make sure my scale.
How do you know what her balloons are?
I'm making sure my scale is balanced at this point, actually. I'm wondering if the scale got unbalanced when I put the balloons on. Hang on. Hold on. Well then.
Is air supposed to weigh something? I think it should.
It should, yes, it's supposed to. The experiment was that it was supposed to. So hang on. I want to make sure that.
You have to have 5 balloons?
Experiment
Okay,
fail.
Stabs it.
I'll spit in it
All
for
right,
you.
it's hanging level right now. It's definitely hanging level. Right? Everybody sees.
You need a logo spacer?
Actually, this one was ever so slightly higher. Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, that's too much. Too much.
I agree with Cameron. Like the balloon, what it's made out of, would probably weigh more than air.
Anybody want to drink?
Is latex because gloves are made out of latex and balloons are made out of latex. So, and then since air is in the balloons, it's stretching out the latex, which makes it thinner, and the balloons without air is thicker, so that makes the latex heavier.
Okay, we're level again now. So I'm going to put my balloons on. All right, we'll try it again. One more time.
Don't weigh nothing.
You don't think?
Nope. Just going to.
Someone's singing.
What the heck? I was right. It's
Rosie,
because
are you singing?
What?
All right. Okay.
the invention didn't work.
Lily, thoughts?
It's because that air is all spread out so it doesn't do anything. But there might be air in the ones that aren't blown out.
Lily says because the air in the blown up balloons is all spread out, whereas you squeeze out anything that's still in here. It might be what?
Because of the spit. Or it could be the clips because they're different types.
Like different types of balloons?
No, different type of binder clips.
No, because when the balloons weren't on there, it was even.
Oh.
So it's not the binder clips that are the problem, and it's not my scale, because if I take the balloons off, it hangs level.
Science is messed up right now.
I'm wondering, check out my blue balloon. Do you see how my blue balloon isn't the same size as the other?
No.
I'm wondering if that's the guy that's messing this up, if he's a different kind than the others. Let me get another one.
The
blue messed it up. Miss Bab! It happened!
I'm so blue about that blue balloon.
Do what, DJ?
I said, hey, that everybody must be so blue about that blue balloon.
You're funny. That blue balloon is making me blue, but he might have been because I have several different packages in there, and he was clearly like a different size, and he's even like he's different than the other guys. So we're gonna get rid of him. Cam, more thoughts. Cam still thinks it has something to do with
Yes, the
the
material.
latex that they're
Let me tell you why I think that. Because, okay, so all balloons and rubber gloves are made out of latex. And so since the balloons with the air in them, the air is stretching out the latex, making it bigger. So whenever the balloon gets bigger, you put more air into it. And that's stretching out the latex. But with the other balloons, there is no air in it to stretch it out. So it makes the material thicker. So it makes it heavier. And the other ones, because they're thinner because they have air in them.
All right. Well, we can theorize on this all day long. The experiment didn't work. The balloons with the air are supposed to
Miss Bab.
go down.
See?
Under the thing where it says
Oh my gosh, Sean, you're right. Hang on, it's really slight. Can you guys see it? I don't know if you guys
No.
can tell.
Yes, I can.
It is.
I see
From
it.
us seeing, it is definitely slightly different. If I move this, it's going to change. But hang on, let me get you guys a good angle. It's going to have to sit and.
work.
But
It's magic.
okay,
I can
hang
see
on.
it.
It's going to do this
Oh,
for a
it's going
second,
on.
and then we'll go back. Hang on.
Miss Bab, under
Yeah.
the thing, if it doesn't end up working, can we just put under which drawing did the experiment look like in the end?
We're going to watch the video, and I'm going to tell you what, and then we're going to see. It
And
didn't
then
even matter.
under the third question, can I put it didn't work?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, guys. Focus. We're going to move on.
Talk about your answer. In just a moment, one person is going to purposely let out all of the air. Watch this whole step.
Miss Bab, we can't see the video.
That's okay.
Oh, hang on.
Back up to the last step.
You
and
forgot
try
to-
again with the balloons.
All right, hang on.
Sometimes it takes practice to get experiments to work smoothly.
We're not watching.
And
You're not
just
missing
every
anything.
time. It actually took us a couple of tries to get it right.
He says it took him a couple tries to get it right.
After all of the balloons on one side are displayed,
Listen.
do number 3 on your handout and discuss.
Okay, here we go. We're just going to watch how Doug does it.
So you saw in the activity, when you let out all of the air from one side of the balance scale,
Hey, I think, what if that was your problem? Maybe you had to fill them both up and then while it was on there, let it out?
What do we say in number 3? What do we say in number 3?
You're muted.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like totally like getting grumpy. I'm like, watch the video. And you guys are like, we can't hear you. Okay. So the important thing is to watch the video. Don't worry about the worksheet at this point. Okay. I'm going to rewind the video, listen to the video. I'm going to play with the experiment a little more. I'm going to blow up bigger balloons and see if that makes a difference. Put more air in there. Okay. So you guys watch the video though. You guys watch the video. Zip it.
Lights off, please.
Zip. No, you don't need the lights off. You're fine.
when you let out all of the air from one side of the balance scale,
Maybe it's the number of balloons.
as massive as General
Watch the video.
as 4 pounds of air per day.
Miss Bab, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we can't hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Sherman. But similar sized sequoias that have died or fallen over, like this one here, if
You
count
can't
the
hear it at
rings,
all?
you find
We
out that
can
a
now,
tree
but whenever you were muted, we couldn't.
the balloons with the air still in them dropped down. They were heavier. So air does weigh something. Today, scientists are able to measure exactly how much air a plant takes in. And they figured out that a tree as massive as General Sherman is taking in as much as 4 pounds of air per day. That's the equivalent of 700 balloons worth of air. Now still, air is very lightweight, but just consider how long trees like this live for. We don't know for sure how old General Sherman is, but similar sized sequoias that have died or fallen over, like this one here, if you count the rings, you find out that a tree General Sherman's size is probably 2,000 years old. So do the math. General Sherman takes in 4 pounds of air per day. Multiply that 4 pounds by 365 days per year. And then multiply that by 2,000 years that General Sherman has probably been alive. That's nearly 3 million pounds of air that General Sherman has taken in over its whole lifetime. Its total weight is 4 million pounds. So, whoa, air makes up most of a plant's weight. 3 million pounds of General Sherman has come from air alone. So what do plants eat? Mystery solved. Well, almost at least. Because you could wonder, well, why didn't all of General Sherman's weight come from air? What's that other 1 million pounds of weight coming from? But don't forget, not only are trees taking in air, they're also taking in water through their roots. So now, what do plants eat? Where do they get their weight from? You can answer it. Air. Now you know. Okay, now remember when I said at the beginning, if you're eating bacon, you could argue to your parents that you're actually eating your vegetables, since bacon comes from an animal, and whenever you trace the food chain backwards, you always find backup in plants. You can try out that idea on your parents. See if they're convinced. But if your parents know the answer to the mystery of what do plants eat, then one morning, don't be surprised if you show up at breakfast and find this. Here's your breakfast, your mom says. And you'll say, what? There's nothing here but an empty plate and a glass of water. But your parents can argue, well, if you're going to claim that bacon is a vegetable, then we get to claim that vegetables are just air and water. So enjoy your breakfast. I'm sure you realize I'm being slightly serious because obviously if you just ate air and water for breakfast, you'd starve. But there is a sense in which you do eat air and water for breakfast. It is true that when you eat bacon, you're eating something which originally came from air and water. There's something that plants are doing with air and water. Plants somehow transform air and water into the nutrients eaten by animals and eaten by us. Now, what is this transformation? It seems almost magic. I mean, think about it. How could two substances like air and water, both of which are clear, and neither of them are solid, and yet they could be transformed into wood or leaf, materials that are definitely solid and definitely not clear? That's a whole other set of mysteries. That's a whole part of science called chemistry. It's the study of materials and how they can be transformed into new materials with totally different properties. Now, there's so many awesome things you'll get to learn when you study chemistry. Chemistry really is almost like magic. We'll have some mysteries to help you explore that if that interests you. For now, I hope you'll stay curious and see you next mystery.
Okay. While you guys were watching the rest of that, I blew up way bigger balloons so we have more air. Okay. I'm not worried about that. Okay. All right, so here we go. I still have my empty balloons on this one end, and now I've got the bigger balloons over here. Okay, it works. No, wait, hang on. Let it settle.
It worked.
It's gonna take it a second.
It worked.
Okay. Happy dance. Yay. Did you guys see it? It's definitely working now. I just didn't blow the balloons big enough to start with. That was the problem. I have to remember that for next year. Yeah. So definitely the more air, it weighs something. Okay. It does weigh something, but it takes a lot of air to weigh something. So that was kind of the point from the video that was being made, is for that tree to grow that big, it had to suck in a lot of air. But those little, oh, I bumped it. Those little bits of air do add up, and they become part of the plants and the trees, okay? So you guys have a quiz to take today. So you guys should have it on Seesaw. It's called Energy Flow and Plant Needs Quiz, I think. And Kaylin, I'll have to still assign it to you. And Jason, and Chrislyn. I don't know if you guys have it or not. But you still have your science quiz. I'm going to pass it out to you guys. You have vocab words. Producers are what? Producers are the what, Parker? The plants. They get their energy from Zeke, the sun. Consumers, nope, from the sun. Consumers, we didn't even talk about getting energy from water at all. Nope. Okay. Consumers, they get their energy from what, Josie?
They get their energy from food, right?
The consumers get their energy from what kind of food?
Plants or other animals.
Plants or other animals. And then decomposers do what?
Something that breaks down that are decaying.
Somebody besides Parker and Josie, I hope, studied for the test. Zeke, what do decomposers do? Huh?
Decomposers.
Or did Parker not do one? I'm like refusing to call him Parker. He didn't. Okay, okay, all right. Just let Parker do it. Parker, do it.
Decomposers, they like the soil, like worms and decomposers.
Okay, decomposers, worms and other things that eat the dead and decaying stuff. Okay. All right. So let me pass out the quiz to you guys, and then I'll fix the quiz for you guys. Okay.
Wait, you have to fix the quiz?
Cam says it's broken.
Is broken?
What's up? No time.
Yeah, it's broken.
What it is, whenever you go on it, it's like completely blank. You don't see the questions. It's just
Yep.
blank. You can draw on it.
Yeah, it goes to the page where it has like the drawing, photo, note, upload, link, and video. So, also, Miss Bab, you sent a Tuck Everlasting 19 through 20. I'm guessing that's what you meant not to do.
Hang on, I can hear you.
I can hear 21 there. I've seen a 21. It's undone. Well done.
So what do we do with that assignment paper we were doing with?
All right, hang on. What? I didn't hear you guys. What were you yelling about?
What were
So
we doing?
you need to
with
take off the
assignment
energy
paper?
flow quiz, and redo that because it's broken. And then Tuck Everlasting, we have 19 through 20, which you said that there wouldn't be one today. I'm guessing that's what you meant.
I had already assigned it before I decided not to do it. So
Oh,
you can, yeah. But on 19 and 20, that's where it has the directions for you creating your advertisement. Page 2 of 19 and 20 is the directions for the advertisement. That's why I left it there. Because
And
that's
then
where
do
you
we
can
need to do the
put your
questions?
advertisement.
Oh wait, Miss Babbitt.
So on questions,
I crossed it out.
listen. Okay. You guys aren't listening to me answer the question. You guys are all trying to talk on top. Okay. Number 1, Tuck Everlasting. On page 2 of your Tuck Everlasting assignment is where you can upload a picture or whatnot, or for your advertisement. Okay. Ignore the questions. But on page 2 of it is where you can upload your advertisement. Now, for science, you're going to have to give me a second to figure out what's wrong with that. Okay. Energy flow quiz.
So we don't have to do the questions on page 1?
No, you do not need to do the questions on page 1. That is exactly what I just said. You are correct.
Okay.
Energy flow quiz. All right, give me just a second.
No, we have to do all the questions on energy flow quiz.
Okay, guys, listen to what Miss Bab is saying. You do not need to. Now, energy flow quiz. Hang on. Chrislyn, I'm going to have Miss Lambert reassign this to you. Yes. Assign this. Jason, Kaylin, and Kendall. All right, friends, if you refresh your seesaw, everybody but Chrislyn, if you refresh your seesaw, everyone but, guys, you've got to stop interrupting. Everyone but Chrislyn, if you refresh your seesaw, the science quiz is fixed now.
Miss Bab, for
Yeah.
What do we do with that experiment paper?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about that experiment paper.
for
You don't,
Tuck Everlasting.
you don't have to do the Tuck vocab. You don't have to do the vocab or questions.
I know,
Nothing on paper.
but for it, for the advertisement, I didn't know that we had to do it on page 2. So I accidentally did the plus button, the ad thing, and
Okay,
it's not in that.
That's fine.
Right.
That's okay. All right, Chrislyn, give me just a second. I've got to go next door and talk to Miss Lambert so she can reassign that to you. Okay, babe?
And can I put completed on the old
Okay.
energy flow quiz?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Okay. What? So Miss Bab.
Guys, and then like be a good neighbor to your other virtual friends that are trying to take a test. You guys should be muted and not like talking constantly.
What was the question about Tuck?
People didn't know what to do on the Tuck assignment. You don't have to do the Tuck questions today. You already submitted it because I think you got off the call and weren't there for the directions. You didn't have to do the Tuck questions today. You needed to do page 2 of the assignment. You didn't need to do page 1. But Lucas, I already looked at yours, so you're fine. You just did more than you needed to. You're fine. Okay. Does everybody have the science quiz now except Chrislyn?
I have it.
Okay, yeah.
Do we stay on the call?
Do you know the tech vocab words? I totally forgot about them.
No, Kane, you don't need to do the vocab words for Tuck. That's what I'm saying. Like, listen to me. You do not need to do the questions or the vocab for Tuck today. You do not need to do it. Only page 2
And
of
do we need to take
Okay.
the test on here? Or no?
Like, guys, I've said this about the Tuck thing like 20 times. You guys keep asking me what to do on Tuck. Don't do page 1. Only do page 2.
Yeah.
On Tuck today. Okay. But right now it's science time. Take your science test and stop talking, please.
Yeah, do we have to take the science test on here?
While you're on here, no, I don't care if you hang up.
Okay.
And then you guys can go ahead and just put it in the turn-in tray.
Bye.
Bye, guys. I'm going to hang up. The science one here, we can, oh, you guys can kind of scoot that back if you want. Stop presenting. Hang on, Crystal, I'll be right back and then I'll let you know.
Oh, I just tried it.
Oops. Miss, oh, I meant to hit stop recording in the science turn-in tray.